Hello again. I trust you are well. I am Peter Kirby, staff writer at Activist Post, and author of the book Chemtrails Exposed, a New Manhattan Project. In this video, I will read my recent article titled Chemtrails, the Root Cause of the California Wildfires. As long as the fake news media has such a powerful effect upon the population, the root cause of the California wildfires of late will not be appropriately addressed. This is due to the fact that about 90 to 95% of reporters working in the mainstream media are shameless liars who will tell you with confidence that chemtrails do not exist and therefore are not the cause of the wildfires. We are the new media, so it is incumbent upon you, the audience, to spread this information far and wide. This is how we win the information war. Let us begin. It's that time of year again, when wildfires rage throughout California with previously unseen ferocity. A multitude of factors have contributed to these extraordinarily large and intense California wildfires lately. The root cause of all these factors is the fallout from the ongoing chemtrail spraying operations. Desiccation, contaminated water, harmful UV radiation, disease, and insect infestations all contribute to these wildfires, and all are the result of chemtrail spray. Not only all that, but the chemtrail spray itself serves as an accelerant. Providing support for these assertions, the eminent scientist J. Marvin Herndon, Ph.D., and his co-author, the medical director of the Monroe County, Florida Department of Health, Dr. Mark Whiteside, have written a peer-reviewed journal article titled California Wildfires, Role of Undisclosed Atmospheric Manipulation and Geoengineering. In this article, the authors note that chemtrails cause increases in combustibility, intensity, severity, and extent of these fires. Herndon and Whiteside write, quote, "Adverse effects include exacerbation of drought, tree and vegetation die-off and desiccation, and unnaturally heating the atmosphere and surface regions of Earth. Forest combustibility is increased by moisture-absorbing aerosolized particles," unquote. California gets a lot of chemtrail spray because today's chemtrail spraying operations have a lot to do with controlling precipitation, and lots of atmospheric water comes into California from the Pacific Ocean. Today's most common chemtrail spray is an atmospheric desiccant. These dispersed atmospheric particles dry out the air by bonding with tiny atmospheric water particles. This often prevents atmospheric water particles from coalescing to form water droplets, therefore inhibiting rainfall. Doctors Herndon and Whiteside note that artificial high-pressure zones comprised of chemtrails sprayed along California's coast also deny the Golden State its rainfall. Chemtrail spray has not only limited the amount of rainfall and therefore groundwater in coastal states like California, it has also denied California's flora of its needed atmospheric moisture. In total, chemtrail spray has made California dry as a bone, and wildfires burn better in such conditions. Not only is California's flora being denied its needed moisture, the water it does receive is often poisoned by chemtrail spray. You see, the most common chemtrail spray has been scientifically determined to be a substance known as coal fly ash. Coal fly ash is a toxic waste byproduct of the electrical power industry comprised of many different substances. A major constituent of coal fly ash is often aluminum oxide. Doctors Herndon and Whiteside write that when the aluminum oxide from the coal fly ash is mixed with ambient water, it becomes chemically mobile and poisons plant life, such as trees. This contaminated precipitation is also altering soil pH, further weakening California's flora. Ash is basic, and its spraying has caused soils to turn from acid to basic, making it difficult for native plants to grow. This is well documented by career wildlife biologist and master gardener Francis Mangels, along with his colleagues from the United States Department of Agriculture Soil Conservation Service. Details are in the author's book. Marvin Herndon, Ph.D., Raymond Hoisington, and Dr. Mark Whiteside have co-authored another peer-reviewed journal article titled Deadly Ultraviolet UVC and UVB Penetration to Earth's Surface, Human and Environmental Health Implications. This article provides the scientific evidence for how today's ongoing geoengineering activities are allowing harmful UV radiation to reach Earth's surface. These types of UV radiation, UVC and UVB, are generally thought to be almost entirely filtered out by the ozone layer, but the evidence shows otherwise. The evidence shows that ozone depletion resulting from geoengineering activities is the reason why this is happening. Relevant to the topic of our discussion, exposure to these types of UV radiation is harmful to plants such as trees. The authors of Deadly Ultraviolet UVC and UVB Penetration to Earth's Surface provide scientific evidence for this, including a picture of a tree that has been damaged by harmful solar radiation. Once a tree is weakened by desiccation, poisonous water, and harmful UV radiation, it is more susceptible to fungal growth as well as insect infestation. Susceptibility to fungal growth from exposure to harmful UV radiation is noted by Drs. Herndon and Whiteside. In the case of insect infestations, healthy trees can successfully repel the incursions of harmful insects such as the notorious bark beetle, but weakened trees are voraciously consumed. Since 2010, the bark beetle alone has been attributed to the deaths of well over 100 million California trees. The combination of fungal growth and insect infestation has killed untold numbers of trees in California. Dead trees burn more readily than healthy trees and greatly contribute to the California wildfires. In a 2017 interview on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, Dr. Herndon speculated that settled chemtrail spray dust covering California's foliage may act as an accelerant. He noted that finely dispersed atmospheric powders, even those that we might not expect, generally tend to combust. He cites the example of grain silos that explode when any type of flame or spark is present. From their paper California Wildfires, Role of Undisclosed Atmospheric Manipulation and Geoengineering, Drs. Herndon and Whiteside write, quote, "Although speculative, the possibility should be considered that perhaps the aerosolized particulate matter upon settling on trees and vegetation may, under some circumstances, become pyrophoric, capable of ignition," unquote. A retired Petaluma, California fire captain by the name of John Lord confirms this claim. In a 2018 corporate media hit piece, as well as in a March 2020 interview, Mr. Lord characterizes settled chemtrail spray as, quote, highly combustible. It's easy for today's mainstream media to ignore the real cause of California's wildfires. Remember, According to them, and contrary to a mountain of evidence, chemtrails do not exist. How could something that does not exist be the cause of it all? So they come forward with myriad other explanations: natural drought, faulty power lines, homeless people, climate change, etc. The malfeasance of today's fake news media creates a situation whereby politicians and government bureaucrats can easily attribute the wildfires to these other causes as well. They just go along with what is being reported on television. That's politically expedient for them, but it ensures that the real root cause is not addressed, and therefore nothing officially changes. The status quo remains intact, and these massively destructive wildfires continue. For the entire story here, including all the biological impacts of today's chemtrail spraying operations, please refer to the new, greatly revised and expanded second edition of the author's book, Chemtrails Exposed, A New Manhattan Project, available now exclusively at Amazon.com. Also, please join my email list at my website, peterakirby.com. Thank you.